Hello everyone, Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here with a special video to start today, and that's Ask Your Wasteland Reviewer. And I've done a couple of these in the past when I had a housewarming for my new apartment last year and for my last birthday, and just turned 28 this week, so I decided to have my friends ask me a bunch of questions again. So here we go, and they're about movies, they're about myself, they're about other interests, so let's look. What do you think of the 2020 D-backs lineup? I'm a huge baseball fan. The Arizona Diamondbacks are my favorite team. Brother asked me this, and I think they have a great lineup with Ketel Marte, Escobar, Peralta, Nick Ahmed, Christian Walker. They need pitching. That's the big thing. They're not going to compete without pitching, but I'm excited, honestly, because the Diamondbacks weren't supposed to be any good, and they hung in there a decent amount this season. Now here's a spicy one. So what is your opinion on Martin Scorsese's comments superhero movies are not cinema? Martin Scorsese is one of the greatest filmmakers ever, and he's still doing it, and I'm going to be talking about The Irishman, and that review's coming out this week, today, but you don't have any right to say what's cinema or not, and all film's cinema. It's cinema. There's different levels of it. There's different genres. There's different expectations people have of different films. And there's different levels of quality, but you can't say it's not cinema. And some of the Marvel films are incredible. Some of DC's films have been incredible. You can't tell me that The Dark Knight's not cinema, or Logan's not cinema. And a lot of people have thrown a lot of opinions out there, but I just think it's really elitist, honestly, because just because it's not a gangster movie or a religious film or a drama, which basically is what Martin Scorsese does, just because it's based off a comic book doesn't make it not cinema. That's just elitist and short-sighted and judgmental. And any kind of genre can be a great film. It can be great cinema. And to be so close-minded with such a fixed mindset is kind of disturbing, especially coming from somebody who's an advocate for the preservation of cinema. I'm really disappointed by that comment. But moving on. The Cats trailer. They're still freaking me out. The Cats really freaked me out. At least the second trailer looked like it was more fun. I'm going to be writing a Sif Pop review in December for Cats. Ooh, don't know how to feel about this. And I hope it's fun. That's all I'm saying. I really hope it's fun. But the first trailer was just, I don't know. At least the second trailer made it feel like it's going to be a fun tone to the film, which I think it needs because it's so outrageous. What year was Godzilla originally released? And when I answered this at my party, 1954, I actually got it right. What's the most movies you've ever watched in one day? In a theater, 3. Just in general, 11. And someday I'm going to break both those records. Timing's everything. And especially the one in theaters, you need a lot of theaters. This is from my other brother, John. Hi, Shane. How the Shane are ya? I'm pretty damn Shane right now, John, so I appreciate that. Are there any bad movies that you actually like, critic or otherwise? I had to think about this a while. I'm going to say most Adam Sandler movies, even the ones from the 90s, critics hated them. I love them. I'll watch them forever. Tell me why I'm wrong. I'll set this table up somewhere and somebody can make a meme out of me. How did your hair get so thick with 2 C's? Genetics, most likely my Italian genetics, and my hair repels water, and it's like a forest up here. But I love my hair. And my girlfriend gets mad at me because I barely do anything with it, and I get all these lovely curls and waves. Sorry, Jess. Whose Joker was better, Ledger or Phoenix? And this is a tough thing to ask because every Joker's been so very different, but if I had to pick one that I preferred the performance, I'm going to say Joaquin Phoenix. he had a lot more to do. He had a lot more to chew into, and you got to see this transformation of his. And Heath Ledger's performance was amazing and deserved that Best Supporting Actor Oscar. But Joaquin Phoenix could totally go home with the Best Actor Oscar for playing the Joker. If you can ask Keanu Reeves one question, what would it be? Would you be friends with me? There you go. Also, that was supposed to be getting me to say, what number I'm in, thinking I'm 69, dudes! But, more Bill and Ted. Werner Herzog wants to direct your screenplay. What's your pitch? So I actually write screenplays. I haven't written a whole lot in a long time. I got really bad writer's block on my 5th screenplay that I was writing. The first 4 are all related to each other. But this 5th one's much more of like a human drama and has a lot more I'm drawing from personally. And I got a little blockage trying to put that out there. And honestly, probably my weakness in terms of me trying to write screenplay is definitely my dialogue. And with it being a much more like human drama, there's a lot more dialogue in it. But I'm going to pitch this film in Werner Herzog. This film is about brothers who are bounty hunters, and they must stop the drug cartels in America. And one is based off of very much 70s and 80s action heroes like a Mad Max. And then the other, the younger brother, who is a drug and sex and alcohol addict. He is much more of the Jason Statham type action hero. And there you go. I got to do a Werner Herzog impression. Who do you think The Mandalorian is? God, I'm not the hugest fan on, like, fan theories and shit like that, because I'm just like, I would just want to watch it. Somebody came up with the story, I'm going to figure it out. But I think he's just a purely new character, and that's what I honestly think. Who should play Wolverine in the MCU? Tom Hardy. 100% Tom Hardy. If they can't get Tom Hardy, they need to make a really old man Logan and bring Clint Eastwood to play Logan. God, 20, 30 years ago would have been amazing. But I would say Tom Hardy. I think he's definitely there. And he fits, he's smaller, and he's not going to be just a duplicate of Hugh Jackman Wolverine, which is what I don't want. If they're going to reboot Wolverine, make him more like the comic books, make him stockier, a little, make him different, because I don't want to just somebody trying to be Hugh Jackman Wolverine. If you were a Pokemon, which types would you be? I'm a huge normal type fan in Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon, Snorlax, Ursaring, Exploud. I'm a big fan of normal types, honestly, and I'd probably be a normal type. Either that or fire. Valor, Pokemon Go. I'm a huge fan of fire types, too. I would totally be a firefighter. I'd be one of those starters. Favorite movie, Lord of the Rings. All one movie. Fight me. But the reason I love Lord of the Rings so much is I love film for escapism. Yes, you can escape into a human drama, too. And if it's a really well done human drama, you can escape into those feelings in that life. But I love fantasy, science fiction. And Middle-earth, Peter Jackson's Middle-earth is the most fully realized fantasy world ever put on film. And it's absolutely amazing. What would you choose to eat, raw fish or something mildly spicy? This is because my friends know I don't like sushi, nor do I like spicy foods. And I would go spicy, because at least I'll just run to the bathroom and sweat instead of potentially dying from some shit. How many Marvel actors were in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? And I thought about this for a while. I'm pretty sure there's only 2. Pretty sure James McAvoy, who played Professor X, and then Tilda Swinton. But there might be more. You never know how you dig. Waffles? Waffles? I like waffles. Thank you, Mike. That was a good question. If you were stuck on an island with your coworkers, who would you kill and eat in order to survive? Sorry, Steven. It's my coworker, Steve. Sorry, Steve. If you could be the lead in any movie, what would it be? I honestly feel like I would want to be in a Mad Max movie because that would be really cool. Or in a Marvel movie. One of those two. If I could be a lead in that, that would be pretty awesome. Who has been your favorite GA so far? This is a loaded question because two of my former graduate assistants both were at my party and decided to ask me that loaded question, and luckily they had left before I actually answered this in front of everybody, and I'm going to say myself because I'm going to bitch out on this one because I was a graduate assistant. Sorry, JoJo and Vinny. If you could be one character in an action movie, who would you be? Also, Mad Max. Be so cool. That or John Wick. John Wick messes people up. What is the most iconic scene in the Road Warrior series in your opinion? If you had to pick one scene, I feel like it is the end of the Road Warrior. And when those two vehicles, the Lord Humongous and the rig, come crashing together. But my favorite shot, though, is when Max gets out of the rig and just points his shotgun down and blows that guy's head off, driving right next to him. That just, how it was framed and him looking down at you and that intensity was amazing. And Snoochie Boochies. I did see the new Jay and Silent Bob. Check out my review. My friend wanted me to say this sentence: I will continue writing my screenplays. I will continue writing my screenplays. I feel like I had to do that because of the earlier question. And give one recommendation of a song you found this year. My friend Matt gave me People by the 1975. I listened to Grand Illusion that I got on vinyl from Styx this past week for the first time and sat through and listened to the whole thing. Castle Walls is like the coolest, 80s, synthy sounding nerd song ever, and I absolutely loved it. Go check it out. What is the worst movie you have ever seen? Plan 9 from Outer Space. I got shit at my party for saying that because it doesn't really count. No, it counts. It's really bad. What is your favorite Switch game? As of right now, it's 100% Pokemon Sword, and I'm ripping through that game. I got 6 badges now. But honestly, that and Let's Go Pikachu are the only games I have right now. Need to expand my horizons. Just got it, though. Favorite rom-com? New? Crazy Stupid Love. David Lindhagen made a cuckold of me. And then just Ryan Gosling is like, are those New Balance? What are you, in a fraternity? Just love it. Absolutely love it. And Old, Some Like It Hot. Some Like It Hot was such a great film. Biggest pet peeve. I made this one about movies. People on their phones in the theater, and I want to smack them. And for myself, not getting there before the trailers start. I hate that. I hate when I get there late. If you could remake any movie, what would it be? 2. I would want to make a real I Am Legend movie, like really based off of the books with actual vampires in it. Or Metropolis, which is such an amazing science fiction film from the 1920s, and I'd love to see what you could do with today's technology and really fleshing that film out. It is great in its way, but I don't know, I think it would be cool. What is your favorite memory? My favorite memory that I brought up at my party was the first time I kissed my girlfriend Jess, and it was after we were hanging out for a whole entire week, and every day she'd ask me, "Are you sick of me yet?" And I'd say no. And then I walked her home one night to her car in Ryder's parking lot, and she kept saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And then we wound up kissing. And then public safety pulled up and said, "Is everything all right over here?" And all I wanted to do was scream, "It wasn't until you showed up." Those are the kinds of things you never forget. But there you go. Ask Your Wasteland Reviewer. I guess this is Ask Your Wasteland Reviewer 3. And honestly, if you watch this video and you comment, make a comment with a question in it, one movie related, one not movie related, I'll pull them together and I'll make another video. There you go, lovely subscribers. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.